Welcome to today's lecture on Sustainable Development in International Business, Strategies, Practices, and Global Standards. I will be guiding you through this important topic that bridges economics, environmental science, and international business. Today's discussion will focus on sustainable development within the realm of international business. We will explore various strategies, practices, and global standards that are essential for fostering sustainability in a globalized economy. I'd like to start with a thought-provoking Chinese proverb: one generation plants the trees, another gets the shade. This encapsulates the essence of sustainability. Our actions today shape the future for the next generations. Sustainable development is defined as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In international business, this means adopting strategies and activities that not only fulfill current enterprise and stakeholder needs but also protect and enhance the human and natural resources needed for the future. Sustainable development in international business is not just a moral imperative, it's a strategic necessity. Let's delve into why sustainability is crucial in the realm of global business. Adopting sustainable practices helps businesses ensure their long-term viability. By protecting and preserving natural resources, companies can avoid the depletion of critical inputs needed for their operations. This ecological balance supports not only the business itself but also the broader ecosystem on which all industries rely. Consumers today are increasingly aware of the environmental and social impacts of their purchases. They favor companies that demonstrate a commitment to sustainability. By adopting green practices and promoting corporate social responsibility, businesses can enhance their brand image and build strong customer loyalty. An example of this is the rise in popularity of eco-friendly products, such as those made from recycled materials or those that are designed to be biodegradable. Companies like The Body Shop and Patagonia have built loyal customer bases by committing to sustainable and ethical practices. Investors are now more inclined to invest in companies that prioritize sustainability. These companies are seen as less risky and more forward-thinking, aligning with the preferences of socially and environmentally conscious investors. This shift is evident in the growth of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) investing. Companies that integrate ESG criteria into their operations and reporting are often more attractive to investors looking for long-term, stable returns. An example is the increasing number of green bonds issued by corporations to fund environmentally friendly projects. Sustainability challenges often spur innovation. Companies are pushed to develop new products and processes that reduce environmental impact and improve efficiency. This drive for innovation can open up new markets and create competitive advantages. For example, the automotive industry has seen significant advancements in electric vehicle technology, driven by the need to reduce carbon emissions. Companies like Tesla and Toyota have capitalized on this trend by innovating in battery technology and sustainable energy solutions. Governments worldwide are implementing stricter sustainability regulations. Businesses must comply with these regulations to operate legally. By adopting sustainable practices, companies can stay ahead of regulatory changes, avoid fines, and reduce compliance costs. The European Union's Green Deal is a prime example of such regulatory frameworks, pushing companies to adopt more sustainable practices to meet stringent environmental standards. Our journey begins in 1972 with the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment in Stockholm, marking the first major international conference focused on environmental issues, establishing the connection between economic development and environmental sustainability. The 1987 Brundtland Report, titled Our Common Future, provided the most widely accepted definition of sustainable development, emphasizing that economic growth should not come at the expense of environmental degradation. The 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro led to Agenda 21, a comprehensive plan for global, national, and local action in all areas where human activity impacts the environment. The 2015 Paris Agreement marks a significant milestone in the global effort to combat climate change. Let's explore the context and implications of this pivotal international accord. the Paris Agreement was adopted on December 12, 2015, during the 21st Conference of the Parties, COP21, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, in Paris, France. This landmark agreement brought together 196 countries with the shared goal of addressing climate change and its impacts on a global scale. One of the core objectives of the Paris Agreement is to keep the rise in global surface temperature well below 2 degrees Celsius (3.6 degrees Fahrenheit) above pre-industrial levels. Moreover, it aims to pursue efforts to limit the temperature increase even further to 1.5 degrees Celsius (2.7 degrees Fahrenheit). This ambitious target underscores the urgency of reducing greenhouse gas emissions to mitigate the worst effects of climate change. Under the Paris Agreement, each country is required to submit nationally determined contributions, NDCs, which are their individual plans to reduce national emissions and adapt to the impacts of climate change. These contributions are to be updated every 5 years, with the expectation that countries will set increasingly ambitious targets over time. For instance, the European Union committed to reducing its emissions by at least 40% by 2030 compared to 1990 levels. As part of its NDC, financial support is a crucial component of the Paris Agreement. Developed countries have committed to mobilizing $100 billion per year by 2020 to assist developing nations in mitigating and adapting to climate change. In summary, the 2015 Paris Agreement represents a collective effort by the international community to address the pressing issue of climate change. Its ambitious targets, mechanisms for accountability, and emphasis on global cooperation set the stage for a sustainable future. Sustainable development is not just a buzzword, it has profound implications for businesses worldwide. Let's discuss why sustainability is relevant to business, focusing on risk management, innovation, regulatory compliance, and corporate reputation. Sustainability plays a critical role in risk management for businesses. Companies face various risks related to climate change, resource scarcity, and evolving regulatory environments. By adopting sustainable practices, businesses can mitigate these risks and ensure long-term stability. For example, businesses that rely on water-intensive processes might face severe disruptions if water resources become scarce. By implementing water-saving technologies and sourcing water sustainably, these companies can reduce their risk exposure and ensure continuity of operations. Sustainability challenges often spur innovation, pushing companies to develop new products and processes that are more environmentally friendly and efficient. This drive for innovation can open up new markets and create opportunities for competitive advantage. For instance, the automotive industry has seen a surge in electric vehicle (EV) development due to the need to reduce carbon emissions. Companies like Tesla have capitalized on this trend, leading the market with innovative EV technologies and creating a new segment within the industry. Governments around the world are increasingly implementing stringent sustainability regulations. Businesses must comply with these regulations to operate legally. By adopting sustainable practices, companies can stay ahead of regulatory changes, avoid fines, and reduce compliance costs. For example, the European Union's Green Deal sets ambitious targets for reducing carbon emissions, promoting renewable energy, and enhancing resource efficiency. Companies operating in the EU must align their operations with these regulations to remain compliant and competitive. A strong commitment to sustainability can significantly enhance a company's reputation. Firms recognized for their sustainable practices often enjoy enhanced brand loyalty and can attract top talent who want to work for responsible companies. This reputation not only helps in customer retention but also in gaining the trust of the public, partners, and other stakeholders. Unilever, for instance, has been highly praised for its sustainable living plan, which aims to improve health and well-being, reduce environmental impact, and enhance livelihoods across its value chain. This commitment to sustainability has bolstered Unilever's reputation as a leader in corporate responsibility. Sustainability in business is often conceptualized through the triple bottom line framework, which includes 3 pillars: economic, profit, environmental, planet, and social, people. This framework ensures that businesses consider their financial performance, environmental impact, and social responsibility. To understand sustainability in international business, we must explore the triple bottom line framework. This concept broadens the focus of business success beyond mere financial performance to include social and environmental impacts. Let's delve into each of these three pillars: economic, environmental, and social. Traditionally, businesses have focused on generating profit as their primary goal. In the triple bottom line framework, the economic pillar still emphasizes profitability, but with a broader perspective. It's not just about maximizing shareholder value, it's about sustaining economic activities that contribute to the well-being of all stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and the community. Sustainable economic practices ensure long-term viability and growth, reducing the risk of financial instability. For example, companies like Unilever have demonstrated that integrating sustainable practices can lead to new market opportunities, cost savings, and enhanced competitive advantage. The environmental pillar addresses the impact of business activities on the natural environment. This involves adopting practices that minimize negative effects, such as reducing waste, conserving natural resources, and lowering carbon footprints. Businesses are encouraged to implement eco-friendly measures, such as using renewable energy, improving energy efficiency, and adopting sustainable supply chain practices. The social pillar focuses on the impact of business activities on people, including employees, customers, suppliers, and communities. It encompasses fair labor practices, community engagement, and corporate social responsibility, CSR. Businesses must ensure that their operations promote social equity, human rights, and fair treatment of all stakeholders. Companies like Patagonia exemplify this by ensuring fair labor practices in their supply chain and supporting environmental and social causes. The true power of the triple bottom line lies in its holistic approach, integrating economic, environmental, and social aspects into a unified business strategy. This integration ensures that businesses do not pursue profit at the expense of the planet or people. Instead, they seek a balanced approach that promotes sustainable growth, environmental stewardship, and social responsibility. For instance, the Dutch multinational company Philips has integrated sustainability into its core business strategy through its EcoVision program, aiming for 70% of its revenue to come from green products and 15% from circular products by 2025. Adopting the triple bottom line approach offers several benefits. Enhanced reputation. Companies recognized for their sustainability efforts often enjoy a better public image and brand loyalty. Risk management. Sustainable practices help mitigate risks related to environmental degradation and social unrest. Innovation and efficiency. The pursuit of sustainability can drive innovation in products and processes, leading to new market opportunities and cost savings. Regulatory compliance. As governments enforce stricter sustainability regulations, companies with established sustainable practices are better positioned to comply and avoid penalties. Patagonia is a renowned example of how a company can successfully integrate sustainability into its business model while maintaining profitability and growth. Let's explore the key elements of Patagonia's approach to sustainability. 1. Profitability and growth. Despite its strong focus on sustainability and ethical practices, Patagonia has continued to achieve economic success and growth. This demonstrates that companies do not necessarily have to sacrifice profitability when they commit to sustainability. In fact, Patagonia's dedication to environmental and social responsibility has strengthened its brand and driven customer loyalty, leading to increased sales and market presence. 2. Environmental initiatives. Patagonia is well known for its commitment to reducing its environmental impact. The company employs several strategies to achieve this goal. Use of organic cotton. Patagonia switched to using 100% organic cotton in its products to avoid the harmful effects of pesticides and synthetic fertilizers used in conventional cotton farming. This move not only benefits the environment but also improves the health and safety of farmers and their communities. Recycled materials. The company extensively uses recycled materials in its products. For example, Patagonia's fleece jackets are made from recycled plastic bottles, and its new products increasingly incorporate recycled polyester. Nylon and wool, durable and reparable products. Patagonia emphasizes the durability of its products and offers repair services to extend their lifespan. This approach reduces waste and promotes a culture of sustainability among its customers. The company's Worn Wear program encourages customers to buy used gear, trade in their old items, and repair instead of replace. Fair labor practices. Patagonia ensures that its supply chain upholds high labor standards. The company was one of the first to offer fair trade certified clothing, which guarantees that workers are paid fair wages and work in safe conditions. Patagonia's commitment to fair labor practices includes transparent supply chain. Patagonia provides detailed information about its supply chain on its website, including the locations of factories and the working conditions. This transparency fosters trust and accountability. Patagonia continuously innovates to enhance its sustainability efforts. The company invests in research and development to find new sustainable materials and processes. Patagonia's comprehensive approach to sustainability serves as a powerful case study for other businesses. By prioritizing environmental and social responsibility alongside profitability, Patagonia has built a strong, loyal customer base and a respected brand. The company's success demonstrates that sustainable business practices are not only ethically important but also strategically beneficial. Social responsibility audits. The company conducts regular audits of its suppliers to ensure compliance with labor standards and addresses any issues that arise. This proactive approach helps maintain high ethical standards throughout the supply chain. 4. Advocacy and environmental activism. Beyond its operational practices, Patagonia actively engages in environmental advocacy and activism. The company supports various environmental causes and encourages its customers to participate in activism. 1% for the planet. Patagonia donates 1% of its sales to environmental organizations around the world. This commitment has resulted in millions of dollars being contributed to grassroots environmental initiatives, environmental campaigns. Patagonia runs campaigns to raise awareness about. The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, were adopted by the United Nations in 2015. They represent a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. Today, we will focus on a subset of these goals that are particularly relevant to businesses. Goal 7 encourages companies to increase the share of renewable energy in their energy mix and improve energy efficiency. This goal is crucial for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and combating climate change. Businesses can contribute by investing in renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power, and by implementing energy-saving technologies in their operations. For example, Google has committed to operating on 100% renewable energy, which not only reduces its carbon footprint but also sets a benchmark for other companies to follow. Goal 8 focuses on promoting sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Businesses play a vital role in achieving this goal by creating quality jobs, ensuring fair wages, and providing safe working conditions. Companies like Unilever have implemented policies that promote decent work and economic growth by focusing on fair labor practices and supporting smallholder farmers in their supply chains. Goal 12 aims at doing more and better with less. Reducing resource use, degradation, and pollution along the whole life cycle, while increasing quality of life. Businesses can contribute by adopting sustainable production methods, reducing waste, and encouraging responsible consumption among consumers. An example is IKEA's commitment to using only renewable and recycled materials in their products by 2030, which promotes sustainable consumption and production. Goal 13 involves adopting urgent measures to combat climate change and its impacts. Businesses can contribute by reducing their greenhouse gas emissions, investing in climate-resilient infrastructure, and supporting policies that address climate change. For instance, Tesla has made significant strides in climate action by producing electric vehicles that reduce reliance on fossil fuels and lower carbon emissions. Today, we'll explore the concept of corporate social responsibility, or CSR, which refers to the way companies integrate social and environmental concerns into their business operations and interactions with their stakeholders. Corporate social responsibility is a management concept where businesses incorporate social and environmental considerations into their decisions and actions. It's about doing business in a way that is ethical and sustainable for the long term. Key aspects of CSR, environmental responsibility involves companies taking steps to reduce their ecological footprint. This can include practices such as sustainable resource use, pollution control, and waste reduction. For example, companies can minimize their environmental impact by using renewable energy sources, implementing recycling programs, and designing products that are more environmentally friendly. A well-known example is the efforts of companies like General Electric with its Ecomagination initiative, which focuses on clean technology and sustainable infrastructure. Social responsibility means that businesses must ensure their actions are ethical and consider the well-being of society. This includes sensitivity towards social, cultural, economic, and environmental issues. It involves fair labor practices, community engagement, and respecting human rights. For instance, Starbucks promotes social responsibility by sourcing coffee ethically and supporting community projects in coffee-growing regions through its CAFE Practices program. Effective CSR requires engaging with stakeholders to understand their priorities and integrate them into the company's decision-making process. Stakeholders include anyone affected by the company's actions, such as employees, customers, suppliers, investors, and the community. Engaging stakeholders involves open communication, transparency, and taking their concerns into account. Today, we will discuss ISO 26000, a key global standard that provides guidance on how businesses and organizations can operate in a socially responsible way. This standard helps companies understand and implement social responsibility principles effectively. ISO 26000 is an international standard that offers guidelines on social responsibility. Unlike other ISO standards, ISO 26000 is not intended for certification. Instead, it serves as a guideline to help organizations of all types and sizes integrate social responsibility into their values and practices. This standard clarifies what social responsibility is, assists businesses in translating principles into effective actions, and shares best practices related to social responsibility globally. The primary purpose of ISO 26000 is to provide guidance on social responsibility, enabling organizations to operate in a manner that is ethical and transparent. It helps businesses contribute to sustainable development, including health and welfare of society, and takes into account the expectations of stakeholders. By adopting ISO 26000, organizations can enhance their performance while maintaining compliance with applicable laws and international norms of behavior. Key themes of ISO 26000. 1. Organizational governance. This theme focuses on the structures and processes for decision-making, accountability, and transparency within an organization. Effective governance ensures that social responsibility principles are integrated into all aspects of the organization's operations. 2. Human rights. Organizations must respect and promote human rights. This includes avoiding complicity in human rights abuses, addressing discrimination, and ensuring fair treatment of all individuals. For example, companies can implement policies that protect the rights of workers and ensure equal opportunities. 3. Labor practices. Labor practices encompass all policies and actions related to work performed within, by, or on behalf of the organization. This includes fair wages, safe working conditions, and the elimination of forced and child labor. Businesses like Fair Trade certified companies uphold high labor standards to ensure ethical treatment of their workforce. 4. Environment. Environmental responsibility involves reducing the negative impact of an organization's activities on the environment. This includes sustainable resource use, waste management, and minimizing pollution. Companies can adopt practices such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions and implementing energy-efficient processes. 5. Fair operating practices. This theme covers the ethical conduct of an organization in its dealings with other organizations. It includes anti-corruption measures, responsible political involvement, and fair competition. For instance, companies should adopt anti-bribery policies and promote fair trade practices. 7. Community involvement and development. Organizations should contribute to the economic, social, and environmental development of the communities in which they operate. This can include supporting local education, health initiatives, and economic development projects. Businesses like Ben Jerry's engage in community development by supporting local farms and social justice initiatives. In summary, ISO 26000 provides a comprehensive framework for organizations to operate responsibly and sustainably. By adhering to these guidelines, businesses can improve their social and environmental impact, build stronger relationships with stakeholders, and enhance their overall reputation. Adopting ISO 26000 is a strategic move towards achieving long-term success and contributing positively to global sustainable development. The Global Reporting Initiative is a comprehensive framework that provides guidelines for sustainability reporting. It is designed to help organizations be more transparent about their environmental, social, and governance (ESG) performance. By following GRI standards, organizations can produce sustainability reports that are consistent, credible, and comparable across different sectors and regions. Key themes of GRI. 1. Sustainability Reporting Guidelines. GRI provides a robust framework for sustainability reporting. These guidelines offer performance indicators and reporting parameters that companies can apply to their operations. The aim is to provide a clear and comprehensive picture of an organization's impacts on the environment, society, and the economy. For example, companies are encouraged to report on their greenhouse gas emissions, energy consumption, labor practices, and community investments. This transparency helps stakeholders make informed decisions and holds organizations accountable for their sustainability efforts. 2. Sector supplements. In addition to the general reporting guidelines, GRI offers sector supplements. These are tailored guidelines that address the unique operating contexts of specific sectors such as mining, automotive, and financial services. Sector supplements provide additional indicators and reporting parameters that are relevant to the particular challenges and opportunities within each industry. For instance, the mining sector supplement includes indicators related to land rehabilitation, water usage, and community engagement, which are critical issues in the mining industry. Today, we will discuss the Carbon Disclosure Project, commonly known as CDP. The CDP runs a global disclosure system that enables companies, cities, states, and regions to measure and manage their environmental impacts. It is renowned for having one of the most comprehensive collections of self-reported environmental data in the world. The Carbon Disclosure Project is an international nonprofit organization that drives companies and governments to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, safeguard water resources, and protect forests. By disclosing their environmental data through CDP, organizations can benchmark their performance, identify risks and opportunities, and set strategic goals to improve their sustainability practices. Key themes of CDP. Carbon emissions. One of the primary focuses of CDP is carbon emissions. Companies report their greenhouse gas emissions, which are then analyzed to provide insights into their carbon footprint. This data helps organizations understand their impact on climate change and develop strategies to reduce emissions. For example, companies like Microsoft have used CDP data to track their progress towards becoming carbon negative by 2030, implementing measures such as transitioning to renewable energy and investing in carbon removal technologies. Water management. Water management is another critical area of focus for CDP. Organizations disclose information on their water usage, risks, and management practices. This transparency helps companies identify areas where they can improve water efficiency and mitigate risks related to water scarcity. For instance, Coca-Cola has utilized CDP's water disclosure framework to enhance its water stewardship programs, aiming to replenish the water it uses in its operations back to the environment. Importance of CDP reporting, transparency and accountability. CDP reporting fosters transparency and accountability by providing a standardized framework for organizations to disclose their environmental data. This openness builds trust with stakeholders, including investors, customers, and regulators. For example, investors use CDP data to assess the environmental performance of companies in their portfolios, ensuring that they are investing in businesses committed to sustainability, benchmarking, and performance improvement. By participating in CDP, organizations can benchmark their performance against peers and industry standards. This benchmarking process helps companies identify best practices and areas for improvement. For instance, automotive companies like BMW and Toyota use CDP data to benchmark their emissions and sustainability initiatives against other industry leaders. Strategic decision-making. CDP reports provide valuable insights that can inform strategic decision-making. By understanding their environmental impacts, organizations can develop more effective strategies to manage risks, capitalize on opportunities, and enhance their sustainability performance. For example, CDP data helps companies identify climate-related risks and opportunities, guiding their investment in low-carbon technologies and sustainable practices. In today's global business environment, integrating sustainability into business strategy is essential for long-term success and positive impact. Here, we will discuss 3 key strategies for sustainable development in international business: aligning corporate vision with sustainability, engaging stakeholders, and long-term planning. To successfully integrate sustainability, businesses must start by aligning their corporate vision with sustainable development principles. This involves revising mission statements to explicitly include sustainability goals and ensuring that all business decisions support these commitments. For example, the multinational corporation Unilever has incorporated sustainability into its core mission with its Sustainable Living Plan, aiming to decouple business growth from environmental impact while increasing social benefits. This alignment ensures that sustainability is not just a peripheral activity but a central component of the company's strategy and operations. Engaging stakeholders is crucial for the successful implementation of sustainability initiatives. This involves actively involving investors, employees, customers, and communities in the decision-making process. By aligning stakeholder expectations and gaining their support, businesses can drive collective action towards sustainability goals. An effective example is IKEA's approach to stakeholder engagement. IKEA works closely with suppliers, customers, and communities to promote sustainable practices. They provide education and resources to suppliers to ensure sustainable sourcing and manufacturing processes, and they engage customers through sustainability-focused marketing and product offerings. IKEA is widely recognized for its comprehensive approach to sustainability, encapsulated in its People Planet Positive strategy. This strategy aims to inspire and enable millions of customers to live a more sustainable life at home, reduce the environmental impact of IKEA's operations, and improve the lives of people across its supply chain. IKEA's sustainability strategy, titled People Planet Positive, sets ambitious goals to address environmental and social challenges. The strategy focuses on 3 main areas: enabling sustainable living for customers, achieving resource and energy independence, and promoting social equity. IKEA strives to use materials that are renewable, recyclable, or recycled. The company has set ambitious goals to make all of its products from renewable or recycled materials by 2030. This includes using more wood from certified forests and incorporating recycled materials into products and packaging. For example, IKEA sources wood from responsibly managed forests certified by the Forest Stewardship Council, FSC. Additionally, IKEA's product lines include items made from recycled plastics, helping to reduce waste and promote circular economy principles. IKEA has invested heavily in energy efficiency across its stores and facilities. Many of its locations are equipped with solar panels, and IKEA has purchased wind farms to generate renewable energy sufficient to cover 100% of its energy needs in many countries. This commitment to renewable energy not only reduces IKEA's carbon footprint but also sets an example for other businesses to follow. The company's investment in energy efficiency extends to its logistics and supply chain operations, further minimizing environmental impact. Sustainable supply chain management is a critical component of a company's overall sustainability strategy. It involves integrating sustainability principles into every aspect of the supply chain, from supplier selection to resource efficiency and ethical sourcing. Integrating sustainability criteria into supplier selection and evaluation is essential. This means choosing suppliers who adhere to environmental and social standards, ensuring that their practices align with your company's sustainability goals. For example, Walmart has implemented a sustainability index to evaluate the performance of its suppliers based on environmental and social criteria. This helps Walmart ensure that its supply chain partners are committed to sustainable practices, such as reducing emissions, conserving water, and ensuring fair labor practices. Resource efficiency focuses on reducing waste and improving efficiencies in the use and reuse of resources. Companies can achieve this by adopting circular economy principles, such as designing products for longevity, reusability, and recyclability. For instance, Dell has created a closed-loop recycling program where old electronics are recycled to produce new products, significantly reducing the need for virgin materials and minimizing electronic waste. Ensuring that materials are obtained in a responsible and sustainable way is crucial for ethical sourcing. This involves respecting the environment and human rights throughout the supply chain. Companies like Starbucks emphasize ethical sourcing through their coffee and farmer equity (CAFE) practices, which ensure that coffee is sourced responsibly, with fair wages and safe working conditions for farmers, and sustainable farming practices that protect biodiversity and water resources. Apple is a leading example of how a company can integrate sustainability into its core operations. Today, we'll explore some of Apple's key sustainability initiatives, focusing on recycled and renewable materials, clean energy in the supply chain, and innovative recycling technologies. Apple has significantly increased the use of recycled materials across its product lines. This includes recycled aluminum, tin, cobalt, and rare earth elements. By incorporating these materials, Apple reduces the demand for virgin resources and minimizes its environmental footprint. The company aims to one day make all of its products from 100% recycled or renewable materials. For instance, the aluminum enclosures of many Apple products, such as the MacBook and iPad, are made from recycled aluminum, which reduces greenhouse gas emissions associated with aluminum production. Apple has committed to bringing its entire supply chain to 100% renewable energy. This commitment extends beyond Apple's direct operations to include its suppliers. As of recent reports, a significant number of Apple's suppliers have committed to using clean energy for Apple production. For example, Apple has partnered with suppliers in China to develop solar and wind energy projects that generate enough renewable energy to cover all of Apple's manufacturing needs in the country. This initiative not only reduces carbon emissions but also encourages other companies to adopt similar practices. Apple employs sophisticated technology, such as the Daisy robot, which can disassemble iPhones to recover valuable materials inside, promoting efficient recycling practices. Daisy is capable of disassembling 200 iPhones per hour, recovering materials like cobalt from batteries, gold from circuit boards, and rare earth elements from components. Innovation is a key driver of sustainability in business. By redesigning existing products, developing new ones, and offering innovative services, companies can reduce their environmental impact and meet the growing demand for sustainable solutions. One of the most effective ways to enhance sustainability is through product redesign. This involves making existing products more sustainable by using recycled materials or implementing designs that require less energy. For instance, Nike has introduced the Flyknit technology in its footwear, which reduces waste by using a single thread to knit the entire upper part of the shoe. This innovation not only minimizes material waste but also reduces the energy needed for production. Developing new products that fulfill the same needs but have a lower environmental footprint is another crucial strategy. For example, Tesla's development of electric vehicles, EVs, provides an alternative to traditional gasoline-powered cars, significantly reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Similarly, companies like Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods are developing plant-based meat alternatives that require fewer resources and generate less environmental impact compared to conventional meat production. Offering services that promote sustainability can also make a significant impact. This includes sharing platforms or leasing models that reduce overall product demand. For instance, car-sharing services like Zipcar and bike-sharing programs in urban areas reduce the need for individual ownership of vehicles, leading to fewer cars on the road and lower emissions. Another example is Rent the Runway, a company that offers clothing rentals, promoting a circular economy in reducing the environmental impact of fashion. Philips is a global leader in health technology that has made significant strides in sustainability through its EcoVision program, sustainable healthcare equipment, and ongoing sustainable innovation. Let's explore these initiatives in more detail. Philips has launched several sustainability initiatives under its EcoVision program, which focuses on sustainable revenue and operational eco-efficiency. The program aims for 70% of Philips' revenue to come from green products and 15% from circular products by 2025. This means that a significant portion of their products will be designed to have minimal environmental impact throughout their life cycle, from production to disposal. For example, Philips' energy-efficient lighting solutions reduce electricity consumption and greenhouse gas emissions, aligning with their EcoVision targets. Philips has made significant advances in developing energy-efficient medical imaging devices and patient monitoring systems. These products are designed to minimize energy use and reduce hospital operating costs while incorporating recycled materials and supporting responsible end-of-life management. For instance, Philips MRI machines and ultrasound devices are engineered to be more energy efficient, helping healthcare providers lower their carbon footprints. Additionally, these devices are designed for easy disassembly and recycling, ensuring that materials can be reclaimed and reused at the end of their life. Philips invests heavily in research and development to create new, sustainable technologies. One notable innovation is their ultra-low-dose X-ray systems, which reduce the exposure to radiation for patients and medical staff while maintaining high image quality. This not only enhances patient safety but also reduces the environmental impact associated with medical imaging. Unilever, a multinational corporation known for its consumer goods, has been a leader in integrating sustainability into its business model. In 2010, Unilever launched the Sustainable Living Plan, which sets ambitious targets to decouple business growth from environmental impact while increasing positive social impact. Unilever's Sustainable Living Plan was launched with the aim of making sustainable living commonplace. The plan outlines strategies and goals across various aspects of the business, focusing on three main areas: improving health and well-being, reducing environmental impact, and enhancing livelihoods. These efforts not only help the environment and society but also drive business growth by meeting the rising consumer demand for sustainable products. Unilever has committed to having the greenhouse gas impact of its products across their life cycle by 2030. This includes reducing carbon emissions in manufacturing and logistics and improving the biodegradability of its detergents. For example, Unilever has introduced concentrated laundry detergents that require less packaging and lower transport emissions, contributing to a smaller carbon footprint. Unilever aims to enhance the livelihoods of millions of people as the business grows. This includes improving the health and well-being of workers across its supply chain. By implementing fair labor practices, promoting gender equality, and supporting smallholder farmers, Unilever ensures that its growth benefits all stakeholders. An example of this is Unilever's commitment to providing training and resources to smallholder farmers, helping them increase their productivity and income. The company aims to source 100% of its agricultural raw materials sustainably by 2030. This includes commodities like palm oil, soy, paper and board, and tea. Unilever works with certification schemes such as the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, RSPO, to ensure that its sourcing practices are environmentally responsible and socially beneficial. By sourcing sustainably, Unilever reduces deforestation, preserves biodiversity, and supports sustainable livelihoods for farmers. In conclusion, Unilever's Sustainable Living Plan exemplifies how a global company can integrate sustainability into its core operations. Through initiatives focused on reducing environmental impact, enhancing livelihoods, and sustainable sourcing, Unilever not only meets its sustainability goals but also drives business success. This case study demonstrates that sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand, providing a model for other companies to follow. While the move towards sustainability in international business brings numerous benefits, it also presents several challenges. Understanding these challenges is crucial for developing effective strategies and preparing for future trends. Initially, implementing sustainable technologies and processes can be expensive. Upfront costs for renewable energy installations, sustainable material sourcing, and waste reduction systems may deter businesses, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs, from adopting sustainable practices. For example, installing solar panels or switching to biodegradable packaging requires significant investment, which may not be immediately feasible for all companies. However, these investments often pay off in the long term through cost savings and increased efficiency. While there is a growing trend towards sustainability, not all consumers are willing to pay a premium for sustainable products. This lack of consumer interest can make it challenging for businesses to justify the higher costs associated with sustainable practices. For instance, although there is a market for eco-friendly products, many consumers still prioritize price over sustainability. Companies need to educate consumers about the long-term benefits of sustainable products and find ways to make these products more affordable. Different countries may have varying standards and regulations, making it difficult for multinational companies to implement a consistent sustainability strategy. Navigating these diverse regulatory landscapes requires significant resources and can lead to increased operational complexity. For example, a company operating in multiple countries might face different environmental regulations in each market, requiring tailored approaches to compliance and reporting. Transforming the supply chain to be sustainable involves not just the company but also numerous suppliers and partners who may have different levels of commitment and capability towards sustainability. Ensuring that all parts of the supply chain adhere to sustainable practices can be complex and time-consuming. For example, ensuring sustainable sourcing of raw materials requires verifying that all suppliers meet environmental and social standards, which can be challenging in a global supply chain. Future trends: businesses are increasingly adopting circular economy principles, which emphasize the reuse, refurbishment, and recycling of materials to create a closed-loop system. This approach reduces waste and conserves resources. For example, companies like IKEA are developing products that can be easily disassembled and recycled, promoting a circular economy. Technological innovations will continue to drive sustainability efforts. Advancements in renewable energy, energy storage, and sustainable materials will make it easier and more cost-effective for businesses to adopt sustainable practices. For instance, developments in battery technology are making renewable energy sources more reliable and accessible. Businesses will place more emphasis on social sustainability, including fair labor practices, community engagement, and equitable economic growth. Companies will need to address social issues in their sustainability strategies to meet stakeholder expectations and regulatory requirements. For example, increasing focus on human rights and labor conditions in global supply chains will require businesses to ensure ethical practices throughout their operations. In conclusion, while there are significant challenges in integrating sustainability into international business, understanding these challenges and preparing for future trends can help businesses develop effective strategies. By addressing high costs, consumer interest, regulatory compliance, and supply chain complexity, companies can navigate the path towards sustainable growth and long-term success. Thank you for joining today's lecture on sustainable development in international business. I hope you found the discussion insightful and inspiring.